Hello everybody and welcome to GameCola.net's video walkthrough for Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward. My name is Michael Gray. With me today is Michael Ridgaway.
Howdy.
So Michael, you are a staff writer for GameCola.net, as am I. I forgot to mention that.
I try to be. I've been in grad school lately, so it's been a little hard to find the time.
Well, this counts as a contribution for the month, so you can have the rest of the month off.
Yes. Yeah, I got a midterm due Tuesday, so yeah.
That was a problem, I think, for like the past 2 weeks. Everybody had midterms or something like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I should mention it's grad school. It's like I'm 30 here. It's not like college stuff. It's like no, it's just midterm plus actual job. So fun times.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of the downsides of having people from all over the country write for our website. It's like everybody has midterms at a different time.
Yep.
So I should note that there is a version of this video walkthrough without commentary, so if you don't like hearing the Michael and Michael show, you can actually watch the other video.
But really, why wouldn't you want to listen to the Michael and Michael show? It's great. It's entertaining. We will delight you with our ribald repartee. Ribald or ribald?
I've usually heard ribald.
Okay.
So we have 3 questions we ask everybody who comes on this video walkthrough. Question number 1 is particularly relevant. Have you played this game before?
I have. I've almost played it twice because when I was playing it on a 3DS and I had accomplished a lot, and then I got the game breaking glitch, it's basically it's like your game freezes, and when you reset it, your save data is gone, and this happens in the
pressure exchange
area.
That's what it said on the door, after all.
Yes. So I got very upset with it, and then I just basically took the game to work, set it up on like auto, and just let it go through and like solve the puzzles really quick, and then got back to where I was. Did the pressure exchange chamber first, mind you, and then finished the rest of the game.
Judging from the lack of dust.
So yes, I played it.
Yeah, I think nobody knows what's wrong with the pressure exchange chamber. They've tried asking the Japanese developers, but it's a glitch only in the American version of the game.
Just look at it.
And only on the 3DS. Apparently, you don't get it on the Vita version.
So it's strange. I was gonna suggest that maybe it's because there's something strange about the laboratory, or
are you blind?
I don't know. It's a particularly strange ending because it has an extra requirement in order to unlock the ending that one leads to. So I'm thinking maybe that's it.
Right.
Maybe.
Let's have a look around.
Maybe it's just they had a different code that one or something. I don't know.
So I think question number 2. Maybe this is the relevant question I was thinking of. Have you played the previous game in the series?
I have. I have played 999. It's quite good. I enjoy it.
Oh, good, because what we have here is the Clover ending, and this is this is the first ending most people usually go for. It's the one without any requirements. I mean, you don't have to do anything else before getting this ending.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's on purpose, if they thought people would specifically go for the Clover ending first because she's the only recognizable character.
Yeah, I just tended to, I mean, I was like, oh, hey, it's Clover. Just kind of went through it at, I guess picking whoever I wanted to pick. Well, I went through and basically tried to, like, trust people first, which, you end up feeling really, when you do, and, like, they betray you. Just, why did you do that? And then you're like, fine, I'm gonna go back and betray you. And then you find out that they trust you. It's like, oh, man. Okay, alright, fine. We're just gonna do this game, and I'll just go through it systematically, and try and get things done. Actually, I was not that eager to go down the Clover route to begin with because I remembered the. Can I give a little bit of a spoiler for the ending of 99, or is that?
Oh, we've totally talked about this, but yeah, go.
Okay, yeah, like the ending in 999 where Clover goes crazy and kills everyone. I'm just like, I'm gonna avoid Clover for the moment because I know there's some
crazy stuff going on with her.
There. Yeah, and her brother, the Snake, is like not in the game. It's just like he's not here. She's alone. She's got Alice, but you know Alice is an unknown quantity at this point. It's like I'm just gonna do my own thing. We'll let Clover wait.
Yeah, so yeah. I think it's good to have somebody who's played the first game on the Clover ending, specifically because it's where she talks about her brother and so on. But what you'll notice in the video right there is I basically just skipped through the entire room because I already had the passcode.
Right.
For people wondering how you get through that room, that's video number 4, where we first went through the infirmary. Video number 4. Wow, that was a while ago, I guess.
What video number is this?
This is 15.
Oh my, okay.
So it's at least
a lot of time into this.
10 hours. It's a super long game.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Especially if you're going to sit here and read everything.
Yeah, so that was us trying to get the Tenmyouji pathway, I guess, then. That was the first time we went through it. The Clover ending is going to be a little bit...
I see what you're saying.
Clover ending is a little bit different in... instead of... Last time we allied with Tenmyouji, I think, but this time we're going to betray him.
That means you can come visit the lounge
So
too.
most of this video is going to be the same as video number 4, but the entire nonary game, I mean Ambidex game, is going to be different.
That sounds great. Maybe I'll go have a drink later.
And now I've totally spoiled how we're going to vote. Oh well. What usually happens is we ask the commentator, well, do you want to ally or betray? And then they always pick the answer which is opposite of the one which is actually in the video.
Oh, okay. Well, it's okay. I wasn't listening. I've already forgotten it. So, I really do forget how you get to this ending. So I'm just gonna pick one, and it might as well be a coin flip. I was actually too distracted with Alice's outfit because, like, I'm not like trying to be pervy. It's just like looking at that weird amulet boob open thing she's got going. It's just like every time I saw the game, I'm just like, what are you thinking? How you're dressed? I don't understand the physics of it either. Like, are her boobs like glued to that thing?
When you see it from different angles, like when she's lying down on the bed, or when she's slumped over. So, I mean, we do see it from many different angles, and it must be glued to her chest, I think, because...
Yeah!
I don't know if physics work like that, but yeah.
No, they don't. Not unless, she's got, like, one of those fake, either like the Halloween costume, like boobs, where it's like, it's like molded plastic. Maybe she's wearing one of those. But yeah, every time I saw it, it's just like, it's mind-boggling, and I get in a lot of visual novel games that are developed in Japan, you have a lot of very interesting looking characters, but for God's sake, let's. I don't even care about modesty. She could be wearing a bikini. I wouldn't be terribly comfortable with it. It's like, damn, this is a little weird. But at least bikinis make sense in this universe. They conform to the laws of gravity. This, I don't know what this is.
Worried there's a ghost or something?
Look here, Sigma. Sigma is dressed fine. Shirt.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Vest, she's got the necklaces, stuff on there. Yeah, that's fine. She's got the little flower in her hair. Phi, sorry. Yeah, my bad. I saw the Sigma name. It's been a little bit. she's probably got the hair, the little flower pin in her hair. Fine. Her outfit makes sense. Even, what's his name? Guy in the robot suit. Is that?
Yeah.
Anyway,
K.
let's go. Looks like the others
K,
have already
thank
gone
you.
in.
You know, a robot suit. Weird, but I can understand a robot suit. It's like, you know, plate mail, something like that. Everyone, but Alice, jeez, I just
No.
boggles the mind.
Look at the screen. There's something there.
Anyway, so
it's funny. You know what's coming to mind is the first video in our series where we spent like 10 minutes talking about Clover and the fact that she sort of is dressed like a cave woman hooker. That's actually the title of the first video in the series.
nice.
It's weird because, you know, compare how she looked in the previous game where she looked like she was, you know, 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah, it's like 2 years or something like that.
It's
like,
been 1 year, so she apparently was supposed to be 17 or 18 in that game.
There's a little bit more, but...
Yeah,
She
you
said
know,
she was 21. She said she's like a waitress or something, so I guess she has to be a certain age, because... In one of the endings, I mean, in one of the pathways, she offers to get Sigma a beer, because that's her job, as a waitress.
Yeah. I've noticed this in, like, anime and whatnot. It's typically, like, no matter what your age, like, you either have, like, a child that's obviously a child, and then once a person is, like, 11 to 12, between the ages of, say, between the ages of, like, say, 12 and 60, they all look the same. And then, you know, 60 and up, they're bald, and, you know, they've got wrinkles and whatnot. I don't know. Oh, paper. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Oh, Phi.
I think we always win no matter what we pick. She's probably cheating to lose.
Yeah.
That way she could blame him if something goes wrong, I suppose.
Or gullible Sigma or Phi always chooses Rock. Good old Rock. Nothing beats Rock. Sentence reference for those of you out there who get it.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and make a choice as far as betray. Who are we with? Is it
Tenmyouji.
Tenmyouji. Alright. God, yeah, I think I remember this. If I choose ally, I think he chooses betrays. If he choose betray, he'll choose ally.
No, I think that was Alice who's the one who's always the opposite of you. I think Tenmyouji is regular. I could be wrong.
Alright, well, I'm gonna choose ally. Is that what you're choosing? Is that what we're choosing? Or?
What are we choosing? I think we're choosing betray. But I'm not sure because my notes say we went through the yellow door in this video, and we clearly did not, so... I don't think we did. I don't know. Don't trust my notes.
We were too busy chatting.
My notes say that, you know, for the previous ending, we went through the yellow door and allied, and then here we go through the yellow door and betray first. And now I was too busy talking to actually see what I picked there. Hopefully my notes were right.
Yeah, if not, you know.
This is par for the course for this video walkthrough. We are not always paying attention to what's happening on screen.
No, I mean, there's a lot of text, and I imagine if everyone you have has watched it or has played it before, you know, we know what's going on. And for the viewers and listeners out there, I guess the viewers, we're doing this on YouTube, or I don't know where it's going to end up, podcast or YouTube.
This is YouTube. So, I mean, we have a couple of viewers who have not played the game, and they get surprised by all the plot twists and things.
That's messed up.
Okay.
So, like with the previous video, people were completely shocked with what happened when it was the Quark ending in the previous video, where we learned a little bit more about the dead woman that we just sort of fast-forwarded through.
Yes.
It's
for those of you who missed that video, it turns out that she was Dracula, and she came back from the dead and sucked all their blood.
it's just amazing how in that particular ending, it's they search her body and they find an ID card on her body. It's like, so in none of the other endings did anybody get the idea to actually search her body for ID.
Right. As soon as any of these people drop dead, I would be looting the hell out of their bodies. So like, okay, what have they got on here that we could use? What have they got on here that identify them? What do they have?
I think there was, allegedly that all of our heroes have been robbed and Zero left nothing in their pockets, but that's totally not the case though. Like Tenmyouji's got his picture in his pocket. Dio's got like 50 things in his pockets. Alice doesn't have any pockets, but yeah.
Quark apparently, she's got some stuff taped under her boobs, probably. Quark's apparently got snacks in his little head container thing. Yeah, I think that's in one of the secret files. Kay and Clover, you dicks. Dio and Quark, you dicks.
It was Dio.
Sigma and Phi. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or Quark blames Dio. I forget if that's this ending. So here's another question. I think this is one of our 3 questions. Is what do you think Dio is hiding underneath his hat?
I'm gonna say he is secretly part unicorn, and he is hiding unicorn horn underneath his hat. And it's an especially big twist because unicorns are typically majestic and good aligned creatures. And as we've just seen, Dio is a bit of a douche. So he's Dio the douchey unicorn.
That's a new answer. We've had Dio is hiding a rabbit underneath his hat, specifically Zero the Third.
I told him you might choose betray.
I'm glad that my answer is unique.
That's good. No, it works because Paul Franzen, who used to be the editor-in-chief of GameCola.net, when he started this project, for some reason he insisted that we get called the Pony Pros, even though he's never seen the Pony TV show at all.
It's Sigma's fault.
And he went around giving us all pony names, so it's good that we can keep talking about unicorns and things, so we can still pretend
this isn't over.
Listen, they're majestic creatures. Paul, I don't get what you don't get about that. Why do you hate majesty so much, Paul?
I think it's because he's an Earth pony, he's Polypie, I think was the name he was Polypie. So he's secretly jealous of all unicorns. Because he has
more like Beardy Pie or something.
He can't use magic to open things. He has to use his mouth to open doors.
Right. And he obviously can't shave, otherwise he would, get rid of that awful bird's nest growing around his face. Yeah.
So here this is I think what I was mentioning earlier. Where we have 2 conversations between the 2 groups,
Why did you do it? Sorry.
So if you choose Ally, Sigma listens to the first group and then he catches the tail end of the second group. But if you choose Betray, he catches the tail end of the first group and listens all the way to the second group. I think it's something like that. So that's why I was wondering if this would be the pathway where Theo blames everything on Quark.
Your opponent chooses ally.
But it looks like he's listening to this group instead of, the Dio Quark group.
Do that twice, and you get 6 points. You see?
If you ally, then you have to play the AB game 3 times.
But if you betray somebody, you only have to do it twice.
Why are you acting like that's the right thing to do? I almost feel like you're blaming me or something.
We aren't trying to blame you.
But,
Wine.
Wouldn't it make sense to choose betray? Forget it. I understand now. It was silly of me to trust you guys.
Well, at least they could say we're sorry, or at least pretend to be sorry about the fact that she was betrayed.
Yeah. No, that's legit. It's like, I'm really sorry. I figured you'd choose betray. I wasn't sure. I just met you.
instead of blaming you for not... Yeah. It's your fault I betrayed you.
I mean, well, this game does bring some...
Fine.
I don't know, what's what I'm looking for? Maybe unsettling, but let's say unsettling is what's about the human race. I mean, game theory...
Why are you blaming me?
Sort of said it's well, obviously it's a lot of game theory and sort of they go over the prisoner's dilemma a lot and just really what really you would do in these situations without knowing another person. And when you're when you're watching this, it's like, well, obviously if they all just work together, they'd be out in 3 rounds, that'd be fine, and everyone would live and it'd be great and happy. But, play it to the real world. It's like, if we all just worked together and trusted each other and didn't stab each other in the back, yeah, we could actually do a whole lot as a species. But that ain't the way things work out. So.
Yeah, I think the final room of the game, the Q room, actually, I think the way it does is one of the puzzles in the Q room is basically reenacting the Ambidex game. And it says, like, one of the characters is always going to betray no matter what. And one of the characters is always going to pick the opposite of what you do, no matter what. I think that was sort of the setup that they built into this game, and that I think Alice is the one who's always picking the opposite, and Dio's the one who basically always picks betray.
Right.
There's like one pathway where he doesn't, and I totally forget it. Cause it's...
Dio the douchey unicorn.
Yeah.
Why, Dio? Why must you reject your unicorn blood and be a douche? Unicorns are supposed to be happy and majestic.
I mean, at this point in the video playthrough, we've seen him try to blow up the entire facility a couple of times.
Yep.
So what is this? This is our 6th pathway. You're supposed to do the Clover ending first, but we decided to do it 6th. Just cause.
So made a motto.
You're supposed to do the Clover and K stuff. I think it works better doing it later because, when you play it first, the ending is just a complete cliffhanger and you don't understand what's going on.
Oh, Sigma.
But because we've been through the other pathways and all our viewers know about Radical 6 and the virus and things like that, they'll have a better understanding of the huge cliffhanger.
I don't think we're gonna find any.
It won't be a cliffhanger, yeah.
Zero Senior is that stupid?
And you know what, I will say, I did enjoy what they did with the multiple endings in this, as compared to 999, where it's just, the multiple endings are straight up dead ends, and emphasis on the word dead. Whereas, at least in this case, while the endings may be the dead end, they reveal something that moves the story along, or that you wouldn't have figured out otherwise. And you they have the mechanic where certain endings unlock other endings, and I thought it was rather clever. So yeah, and then they built in the whole thing, which is like, oh, you're kind of like body jumper, skipper things.
Yeah, he's basically a time traveler or something like that. That's what we decided.
Yep. Yeah, it's like time travel
it's
mixed
sort
with
of, we don't know what it is at this point, so I don't want to give any spoilers, but in the Dio ending, Phi somewhat mentions that. She says something like, oh, you haven't made this jump before. So she mentions it in passing, but she doesn't give a thorough explanation, so we've just sort of had to guess.
Okay.
Yeah. But the thing I like about the multiple endings here compared to the previous game is that each pathway has its own unique ending, whereas the previous game, they only had 5 endings total, so 6 different pathways gave you the same ending.
You can tell yourself that if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, and if you want to see anything, you're just gonna have to wade through another ending that you've already seen. It's like, the first thing I did was with 8 and 9, whoever the big guy and the dancer was.
Yeah, 7.
And the
so
first
that'd be 7 and Clover, or not Clover. Lotus.
Thank you. 7 and 8. Okay. And they had this whole really interesting ending that never touched upon any other ones where, you know, you find out that Seven, I think, helped rescue her kid.
Yeah.
It's
the one pathway we didn't do in our video walkthrough for that game.
This isn't the first
Oh, okay. Well, you know, it's an interesting ending.
It's a very interesting ending, and you actually get to see more of the lair. Yeah.
It goes absolutely nowhere. They die. Afterwards, you die, and you don't actually gain anything seeing that ending, except just a little bit more extra background. But it's nice in this where you have various endings like that, and while they're not the true ending, they help you get to the true ending. So that's cool. I like that.
It's
basically you don't learn anything about Lotus except in that ending. She's really not relevant to the true ending. She's only there for the one room where she solves a puzzle on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was part of it. I was one of the people who
She was part of it. She was one of the people that got kidnapped.
Yeah, this is a recap of the previous game for everybody who didn't play the previous game.
Yep.
The same thing happened 10 years ago.
So here's the thing. Oh, I'm a little disappointed.
She said it was 10 years ago.
How long?
She said it was 10 years ago.
10? No. She's talking about the previous nonary game.
I guess you could say.
Okay, yeah.
So that was 9 years before the events of the last game. So that's 10 years. 9 plus 1 is 10. So this is like a year after 999.
Alright.
But the thing which I'm looking up now, I don't know if you know this, but they have an iOS version of 999.
And the guy behind the
yes.
first nonary game
but I don't think it's been released in English yet. So what they did is they tried to, one of the improvements they did is they used the timeline, I guess sort of timeline system they have here in this game for jumping from route to route, jumping from pathway to pathway.
That's good.
That's amazing.
That was a really... Yes. Oh, man.
But I guess they couldn't figure out any particular way to work like the puzzle segments into the iOS version, so they just cut them out completely. And it's just straight all visual novel there.
Oh, so yeah, you're just, you make the occasional choice and there's no... It's like, oh, we're going into this room. Hey, we're out of the room.
Yeah. I imagine they go over, like in every room, they at least have like one 15-minute conversation in that game.
Yep.
Everybody's wordy. So that's basically what this video is right here. After we did the AB game. There are 3 rooms we can go to, and each room has a 15-minute conversation. So this one is Clover and Alice talking about what happened 10 years ago or something.
But
yeah,
I don't
reminds
know.
me a little bit of Corpse Party. If anyone's played that for the PSP, it's based off of a graphic novel. It's very it's a horror game. Very similar to this, except you're in the sort of a haunted. It's a group based around a group of students in a haunted school, with a lot of different decision paths, and there's not a lot of puzzles there. You do kind of pick up some items, but mainly the in-between sort of sequences are about kind of trying to navigate to the different rooms and avoid these 3 ghost children that will murder the crap out of you.
Yeah, that was Corpse Party was one of the recommended games we would play for after we did 999, people said we should play that game, but then this one came out, so
it's good. It's rough at times. It's one of those games that I could only play for a little bit of a time, where I was just like, okay, if I'm going to sleep at all tonight, I need to not do this. I need to go watch something happy.
Yeah, that's what happened when this game came out. It's like, okay, I'm not going to sleep for the next couple of nights. Not because it's super scary or anything, but because it takes at least 5 days to beat it. I don't want to go to sleep. And there's no, like, auto-save points, so it's like...
Yep.
That's always something which has been a problem for me. Actually, no, I played a game recently where it had an auto-save feature, which was sort of broken in that, you know, it only auto-saved when you went from one place to another. So you can imagine, you know, like, I go to the town and I spend an hour in the town, and then I quit the game, but it doesn't save because I didn't actually go from one place to another, so all the progress just disappears.
That sucks.
I'm exaggerating how horrible it is. Really, the worst thing was I had to watch, like, the same cutscene, like, 3 times, but still, it was annoying.
Maybe there's something we know that
well, I appreciate games that have autosave and also have, like, manual saving. Like, I think in, I think Mario Luigi Dream Team, I think that has some form of autosaving. Maybe. Not. It was something I played recently. Had autosave, had specific, like, you know, save blocks. And I appreciate those. Because it's like, oh, I might have been in this area for a while, like, grinding or something. I don't necessarily remember that I'm supposed to save. And then it's like, oh, hey, there's a save area. Okay, let's go save it. You know? So. Oh. Now, this one didn't keep me up too much, though. I was able... Well, it did keep me up a little bit because I get to a puzzle maybe shortly before bed. It's like, all right, I'm just going to do this puzzle. An hour, then an hour later, it's like, oh god, this puzzle's not being solved. Why? So.
Yeah, I think with me, it was Nicholas Suprak, who's also he's the second commentator on this video walkthrough. He just couldn't be here today because I understand his wife recently gave birth or something like that. I don't know if I should ask permission before revealing things like that, so I just want to know if he named the child Michael after us, because...
Yeah, that'd be very apropos.
So I think that's why he's not here today, is he's ashamed to admit that he did not name the child Michael, so... But he was, playing this game. We got it at the same time, and all of his tweets were about the game. Basically, he just did a tweet fest about the game, because that's what he uses Twitter for.
What the hell do you think?
He just makes jokes about whatever game he's currently playing.
Yes, and that makes it all better. You goddamn idiot.
Oh yeah, this is all new material. The T-Dog is being extremely mad here.
Piss off.
I know. He should go back to the bar, have himself a drink.
You don't know the half of it. Just get out of my sight.
Yeah, this is where Sigma pulls a bunch of one-liners while fighting with T-Dog, which is...
The last guy I fought went home in an ambulance.
I mean, right here, it's like, well, last guy I fought went home in an ambulance. Shouldn't have picked a fight with a paramedic. Yeah. It's interesting. I don't think in any of the other pathways, Sigma just dumps a bunch of one-liners, I guess. I think in the other pathways, he gets in fights with Dio, but those just break into cursing because Dio just loves swearing, so they don't do one-liners there.
Dio the Douchey Unicorn strikes again.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with that.
It works. I mean, our nickname for Tenmyouji is T-Dog, but...
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. It's because in the previous game, what was it? Paul and Nicola couldn't figure out how to pronounce Junpei, so...
I've never been sure.
Junpei? Junpei? I'm guessing it's Junpei, because the nickname for him is Jumpy. That's June's nickname for him, and it sort of sounds like Junpei, Jumpy.
Oh, I don't know. We probably sound horrible to people who actually know how to pronounce. I mean, I'm the pronunciation guide on the internet. Like, you just click a button and it tells you. It says, like, Junpei. Junpei. And here we're just like, is it Junpei? Well, it doesn't make sense to my Yankee ears.
It's. Who else could it be? Oh man, we discussed this like 10 videos ago or so, but the pronunciation of the names. Some of the names are the same in English and in Japanese. So, for example, Sigma in the Japanese version, his name is Sigma, so they call him Sigma.
Yeah, that's a Greek thing. You know, that's a foreign. It's a foreign language. That's fine. Yeah.
I think Luna's name is different in the two versions. I forget which people have the same names and which don't. But basically, what I did was I played the game on, you can play on English audio or Japanese audio. So I just went to a section where Zero the rabbit just says everybody's names.
I'm pretty sure it won't.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Because in the English version, he comes up with all these cool nicknames for people, like he calls Quark and, Tenny Moldy.
What is it, goddammit?
Yeah,
what do you want? Why don't you just leave me alone?
He calls K Potassium. But in the Japanese version, he just calls them straight by their names. No crazy nicknames.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right. Like I'm gonna tell that to someone who betrayed me.
So,
yeah, Michael, why do we have to choose to betray him?
I don't know why we had to choose betray. Let's see.
Don't tell him a damn thing.
Sometimes what happens is that... Sometimes what happens is if you pick betray, then you automatically get forced through a particular door because nobody trusts you.
Yeah.
But if you pick ally, you get to choose which door you go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so that's exactly what's going to happen here. Now that Tenmyouji is mad with us, he's going to force everybody to pick option number 3 on the list of options they'll come up with. So apparently that's the reason why we had to betray him. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to go through that particular door.
Huh? What? Is something happening?
Here's Quark getting all weird and stuff.
Yeah. You
Probably has something to do with those things on his head.
So fast.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
I couldn't really understand.
I mean, that's probably really bad for his neck.
You know, I have to presume that he's carrying light snacks as opposed to heavy ones.
I'm fine now.
I don't know what that means. Maybe having popcorn as opposed to chips. Or soda cans.
Is popcorn? Yeah.
Popcorn's at least a little bit lighter, I think.
Maybe. I mean, I think the weight difference there is really negligible.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're wearing it on your head, every, ounce probably counts.
Excuse me.
Still, I mean, if you don't know he's carrying snacks, it looks like he's got bricks in his helmet, so...
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought maybe it was radio transmitters or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Until I found the little little secret file. It's just there's snacks in there. Okay, well.
So it looks like he's got a belt going around his forehead on the base of the thing.
I'm fine.
It kind of looks like one of those old-timey football helmets that was maybe modified somehow.
So it looks like he's got a belt on top, but he never buttons the chin strap on it.
Come on.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you didn't find a secret passage somewhere.
It's just like Tenmyouji, who never pulls up his bolo tie. And again, going back to Paul Franzen, he complained about it.
So what, is Paul now a aficionado?
No, Paul's like, no, Tenmyouji, pull your bolo tie up. Nobody wants to see that much man chest.
You have a big squiggly beard. You're wearing bolo tie now. You are like some of those. You were a couple earstones away from being the world's biggest hipster. Stop it, Paul. We are your friends. We are concerned about you. Liz so marry a hipster, Paul. Don't make her divorce one. Boom.
And I think part of the reason we're ripping on Paul so much is because we know he's going to be watching it because
he totally is. And he's gonna be really hurt by what
he had he had the same problem you did, where like his save file. No, it was he played the 3DS version of the game and he rage quit the game when it turned out that Alice betrayed him in one pathway, but allied him when he went back and picked Ally. He seriously rage quit because of that.
Actually, I might have too. Because like I got really pissed. I got really upset. She had trusted me, and I was like, "Oh man, I should go back." And then I found out she betrayed me, and I was like ranting to Vanjie about it the entire night. I was like, "That, that bitch in that game. Oh my god, why? Oh, it's messing with my head now."
I think with me, that was like pathway number 7 for me, so it didn't bother me as much. I'd invested so much in the game at that point, it didn't bother me.
So I guess Paul and I aren't different, except that I'm normal and he's a big beard, low tie wearing hipster. Yeah.
But, I mean, he switched to the Vita version of the game. I don't understand what his decision was. He rage quits the game, and he switches to the
Did he already
Vita
have
version.
a Vita?
He was in a weird situation where he had, like, 3 Vita games, but no Vita, because people got them for him.
Hey, Kay, your team went to the crew quarters, right?
I mean, I used...
Nothing of interest.
Oh, no, go ahead.
You'd better not be hiding.
I have a buddy, Sony rep, and I always bust his chops a little bit about the versus the 3DS. And when I mentioned the corrupt state had, he's like, "Yeah, should be playing on the Vita." I was just like, "Oh look, Vita 1, 3DS 257."
Hey, the sofa's comfort level is very useful.
I didn't score.
What?
I think you must have misunderstood me. This book isn't for...
But for some reason, with Paul's version of the game on the Vita, something weird happened. It got corrupted somehow.
Oh, on the Vita it did. Interesting.
It wasn't like the save file corruption. It was human error. It was Paul messing up somehow, I think. But he basically announced, he's like, well, I don't want to play another 18 hours or so. So he's just decided to go back and just watch the ending here on the Game Cola YouTube.
Oh, wow. If I really want to get Paul's attention to say more horrible things about him, I should volunteer for more of these, is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically, I think what we have, well, I don't know how many endings we have left. We have the K ending recorded.
Did any of you find
After that, we have the Luna ending and the Phi ending, which I haven't recorded yet.
You were looking, though, right?
But jeez,
just never record the last one, and leave Paul worrying.
Annoy everyone that way, yeah.
Yes. Or we do like an MS Paint style, like true ending where, we just make funny drawings and say like, oh yeah, and then Luna turned into a dragon and busted out of the facility and took us all home, and we all had cookies, and Dio the douchey unicorn was exiled to the land of ghosts and fairies.
Yeah, he was, I don't know, banished to the Everfree Forest or something.
No, Everfree Forest is too good for him. Let's banish him to that one swamp.
Yeah, that's what people have told me before. I've seen comments like, set him on fire. It's like, no, that's too cruel to the fire.
Okay, the Radical 6 virus continues to spread across the globe like wildfire.
He is a douche.
Has confirmed.
She unicorn.
Oh, now we're learning about Radical 6, which is good, because Quark has Radical 6.
Yep, which is bad.
Yeah.
It's good that we're learning about it, bad that he has it.
Yeah, we absolutely have to learn about the disease, because he has it, and he's going I forget if we include this in the video, but in this video, Quark is going to get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And by include, I mean I don't know if I'm just going to fast forward through it or not, because we've seen his breakdown sequence like 3 times already in the entire video walkthrough.
Yup.
He spends most of the game not there.
You're saying we're all infected
Or
with
Quark.
this Radical 6 virus?
Which, I don't know if that's on purpose or not. They sort of did that with the first game as well, where the 9th man, basically they make sure one of the characters isn't there for most of the game. I don't know if that's easier to write or what.
I mean, probably. I mean, it may also serve to, like, sort of up the tension factor for it, because, obviously, we'll just talk about it. Yeah, he dies, like, in the first 5 minutes. He goes through one of the doors when he shouldn't, and a bomb that was placed inside of him, which is placed in all the characters, blows up, and, you know, you guys open the door, it's just like, hey, look, he's everywhere now. He's just blah. So, you know, it ups the tension right there in the beginning. Like, oh, great, life and death. This is actually real. This is happening.
It's, you know, that was a question we had when playing 999. It's like, what was the 9th man's plan? Because we know what's on the other side of the number 5 door. It doesn't take you anywhere. He'd still be stuck on the ship. So why would he want to go through the door by himself? It's like, there's nothing...
Well, I mean, they explain that, though. They explain that, though.
They sort of explain it. I mean, they explain why he did it, but still, it's like, well, if he had taken a second to think, he should have realized that the trap was, in fact, an obvious trap.
There you go. Why would a newspaper just
obvious trap is obvious. I don't know, you know, he was panicked. He didn't seem like he was, you know, really all together, so.
Yeah. But I have to wonder, I mean, with this game, obviously, there's going to be tension when Quark is sick and things like that, but I don't really feel the tension anymore now that we've seen him get sick so many times.
Yeah, it's just like
I'm
oh,
so
look, Quark's sick again.
And dying,
Get
there's
over
no
it.
pressure.
Yep, it's just like, it's an inevitability of this. It's like, Quark's sick. I'd feel bad if I had not seen this, like, 3 or 4 times by now.
Yes, I agree.
You can just barely see his horn poking out, poking the top of his head up.
Yeah, that was...
You gotta look very closely, but it was there.
You're right. We would have heard about it.
It was always something I wondered. You have to wonder if they, you know, put a little, you know, I don't know, little hidey hole inside the hat just to flap your horn on. Or if maybe there's a strap that you put around your horn to keep it in place. Because we've noticed the ponies, you know, their hats rarely fall off if they're wearing hats.
Yeah.
And that's probably just because it's easier to animate the hat stuck to the head like it's super glued.
Where's Luna?
They have amazing haberdashers in Canterlot, and it's in bronze.
Well, sort of, I mean.
You have to come with me. Quark, something's wrong with him.
Hey,
wait, now, when did Tenmyouji learn that Luna is a doctor in this pathway? We've been watching the entire time.
Just hurry.
Don't know. What is it in the very, very beginning? Maybe?
It must have been off camera, I guess. Yeah, you know, when Sigma was busy talking to Alice and, Clover, I guess, you know, Luna must have revealed that she's a doctor. In one of the pathways, I mean, when Luna reveals that she's a doctor, everybody's shocked and they can't believe it. Oh, and it looks like we are going to fast forward through the entire breakdown.
Yep. Alright, he's going crazy.
He took off his hat, so that's how we know he's crazy.
Yep, no, the hat. Okay, so that's what those things are. There's the things on the side are sanity boosters.
Yeah, they make sure he's not crazy, but he takes it off, he goes nuts.
Yep.
actually have to wonder if we would be, like, sneaking through, you know, if I was in this, I might be rifling through his hat, trying to get at some of the snacks.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, he's not gonna eat
maybe
them.
Maybe that's the purpose of the Paul's beard serve. Maybe it's the only thing keeping him sane in an insane world.
Man, that was like in a Roald Dahl book, wasn't it? Where, you know, they're hiding snacks. It was the grudgers, or, you know, the jerks, or whatever, the twits, I think.
Same reason. I can't trust that he won't betray me again.
Thanks a lot, Quark.
God's sakes, Alice, put on some goddamn clothes.
Well, that leaves us with option
You
D.
think she could borrow... Does anybody have a jacket? Like, Sigma's wearing an extra jacket. You think you could borrow that?
You think she'd be cold?
The way he is right now,
Jeez.
someone's going to have to carry Quark.
I mean, the place is all, you know, metal and gank looking. It's like... I
don't think it's well air conditioned, but I mean...
Then what do you intend to do?
I mean, Kay is wearing a Snuggie. It's gotta be cold.
Quark is a solo, as are you, Tenmyouji. Solos can't pair with one another. You do remember that?
Yeah, of course.
and whoever said that, it was right. Clover does look like a caveman hooker.
Yeah. Well, Tenmyouji, apparently he must be warm because he's got his sleeves rolled up and his, you know,
I can't tell you.
his neck thing is widely buttoned, but he's old, so that makes sense.
Well, that's nice of you to say.
Yeah, well, honestly, I always roll up my sleeves, so.
Are you sure you want me to take him?
And depending, it doesn't even matter what the weather is, so I don't, you know, unbutton a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I obviously don't wear a bowler tie. I'm not a stupid hipster like Paul Farron.
That means I'll be stuck with Dio.
And what I do is I usually, I always wear khaki shorts, but that's just because I'm lazy. It's not like a fashion thing or...
Remember what the announcement said? Something about how the system will automatically vote.
Yeah, but Dio's got his jacket. He could...
Yeah.
I mean, Alice has a jacket too, but what's the point of her jacket when it's just to cover her back?
1 minute remains until...
It's like, oh no, my back is uncovered. Think of the immodesty.
Let's take a vote. Those opposed to C?
Yeah, so now they're busy deliberating which plan, but we don't get a choice, so...
Well, if she's got that much of a hate on for me...
Right.
Because
Because we were jerks.
Fine.
Yeah,
And jerks don't get to choose.
So Sigma and Clover are going to be paired with... Clover was our partner, right? Sigma and Clover?
Yes.
So Sigma and Clover are going to go through the green door with Quark. That was option C. And right here, Sigma's thinking, well, if my opponent, you know, he thinks it's a good idea because Quark is automatically going to ally if he doesn't wake up in time.
I will say these parts of the games were some of the most painful for me. It's like, okay, I get it. I can work the math myself. You don't have to explain every single little thing to me.
What about me? Stay here if you don't like it.
But I guess it makes sense here when this is going to be like the first ending most people are going to get.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's still like, I don't know. You read like the Animorphs book series, and even in the final book, they have to spend like 2 chapters explaining everything which has happened so far.
Well, I mean, if you look at the Harry Potter books, that's like one of the reasons they get so big is that the first half of the book has to explain all the other books until finally get down to like, and now we're back at Hogwarts, and Professor Snape killed Dumbledore, and then he ran off Draco Malfoy, and now they're being besties.
Yeah,
I
think there was at least...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Harry Potter,
I think there's one point in the series where eventually she just decided, forget it, you've read the other books before.
Yeah.
I think this is... I think somewhere in book 5 or book 4 where she basically stops recapping so much. And this is going to be the end of the video, so thank you for being here, Mr. Ridgaway.
Oh, you're very welcome.
stay tuned for the next video, video number 16, where we get the Clover ending.